To start, okay, so I have to read this to each participant. I'm a student at Sheridan College. For one of our courses, I'm working on the development of the course and assignment viewer application for schools. I have developed a prototype which simulates some aspects of the final system. What you will see here is not a working system. Only pages relevant to the tasks I will ask you to complete have been mocked up. In addition, some links and functionality will not work. In order to evaluate the prototype and concept, I would like you to interact with the prototype and then give me your honest opinions. Any problems you find will help me improve the prototype. The testing session will consist of 2 parts. Completion of tasks using the prototype, where you will be asked to verbalize your thoughts and opinions as you use the prototype. And then second, a brief interview to find out your opinions.
What was the second part?
The second part will be a brief interview to find out your opinions, which is on the layouts and stuff.
To find out my what?
To find out your opinions. Opinions.
Okay, all right.
So during the session, you are encouraged to ask questions, but I may not be able to help you.
Okay.
So if you have trouble doing a task, you don't have to complete every task if you can't. It's all about just figuring out how good the layout is.
Okay.
Okay, so using the prototype, you'll be asked to perform 5 tasks. While you are performing the tasks, please try to say your thoughts aloud. If you become quiet, I may ask questions to find out what you were thinking. Okay, we're going to start.
Okay.
So, task 1 is identify the 4 courses being taken this term using the app. So you can use the app.
Sorry, identify the 4 courses that I have?
4 courses being taken this term using the app.
Like right now, looking at the screen?
Well, it's an app. You can interact with it. You can click buttons and stuff. So find out what are your 4 courses.
So username, password, login, and here?
Yeah, so you can just skip the username and password part and just go to login.
Go to help? Go to here?
Login.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to help you anymore. You have to figure it out.
Okay. Calculus, course list, okay. This is a course list with assignments due.
So I will remind you, the first task is to identify the 4 courses being taken.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, got it. Okay, 4 courses are calculus, programming, science, and psychology.
Perfect. Okay, so the next task is to find out when is the first calculus assignment due.
First assignment for calculus is due on February 4th.
Okay, perfect. Third task, navigate to the group chat of the psychology class. Perfect.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay.
I fell asleep in class. Okay.
The 4th task, identify which science assignment is on chemistry.
Science. Repeat that question, please.
Identify which science assignment is on chemistry.
On chemistry. To say that's biology. Chemistry, I believe it's assignment 2.
Perfect. And finally, task 5, what percentage weight is the Python programming assignment?
Python programming. It's the weight. Okay, it's worth 10%.
Okay, perfect. So, I actually messed up. I was supposed to ask you a question after each task, but we'll just go over them. So the first task was to identify the 4 courses being taken this term. On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy did you find that? 1 being the easiest.
It's very easy. 1.
Okay, so task 2 was to identify the due date of the first calculus assignment. On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy was that?
Easy. 1.
Okay. Task 3 was to navigate to the group chat of the psychology class. On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy is it?
It's easy. It's 1.
Okay, task 4 was to identify which science assignment was on chemistry. On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy?
I would say it's 2. I would say 2 because I need to go to the different level of thing to find out which one is actually assigned to chemistry, I think, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, makes
Okay.
sense. And
Go
finally,
on.
task 5, what percentage weight is the Python programming assignment? On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy was that?
It's the same as the last one, which is I
Okay.
would say 2, because you just have to read the content. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay,
Okay.
so now I'm going to ask you a few questions to find out what you think of the prototype, okay?
Yeah.
So first, what aspects of the prototype were problematic or confusing? If any, you don't like...
Okay. So I would say I don't find okay. So Lawrence are very quite straightforward. I think when you need problematic, I wouldn't say problematic, but I would have to go inside the assignment to find out the content of each assignment. But that's the nature of things. So I don't find that particularly difficult, but just one extra level to investigate.
Okay, perfect. Were there any features that you liked or disliked?
I would say if you could, if you wanted to you make usability a little bit easier, perhaps on the assignment, like each assignment, instead of saying assignment 1, 2, 3, maybe have a subtitle of like the subject, like a Python or chemistry, like bracket, like
Right. Okay.
in between the due date, so that people don't have to dig in.
Right, understood.
Yeah, but that percentage might be too much information. But I think if it's a science, for instance, like you have multiple subjects, I think it would be nice to put in a sort of a subtitle in beside assignment 1 or assignment 2, assignment 3.
Yep.
In case you have 20, then people have to dig into one at a time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, understood. Okay, makes sense. Which terms, labels, or navigation elements are confusing or require clarification? If any.
It's no. I find it. I find it very clearly. I like the fonts. I like it's well listed, and it's very easy to read. Even if I need bigger fonts, but it's a very clearly laid out, and I'm quite. It's very easy to navigate.
Okay, do you have any suggestions for improvement, like aside from what you have already explained?
Not really. I'm actually quite. I'm quite happy with the information. It's quite detailed. It's very. It's easy to navigate. I didn't have trouble whatsoever to find the information I need to find. Well done.
Okay, perfect. And would you change the position of any of the buttons?
No, I think it's as I said, it's a very clearly laid out logically and effectively.
Okay, perfect. That is all the questions.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. I'm
You're
gonna
welcome.
stop recording. Okay, so before I'm recording now. Before we do anything with the prototype, I need to read you something. Okay, I'll try and be quick. I'm a student at Sheridan College. For one of our courses, I am working on the development of a course and assignment viewer application for schools. I have developed a prototype which simulates some aspects of the final system. What you will see is not a working system. Only pages relevant to the tasks I will ask you to complete have been mocked up. In addition, some links and functionality will not work. In order to evaluate the prototype and concept, I would like you to interact with the prototype and then give me your honest opinions. Any problems you find will help me improve the prototype. So the testing session will consist of 2 parts. First, the completion of some tasks using the prototype, where you will be asked to verbalize your thoughts and opinions as you use the prototype. And then second, we'll have a brief interview to find out your opinions. So during the session, you are encouraged to ask questions. I may not be able to respond to them at that time. I'll be able to answer all questions at the end of the session. The session should take about 5 to 10 minutes. You can end the testing at any point in the session if you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so using the prototype, you will be asked to perform 5 tasks. While you are performing the tasks, please try to say your thoughts out loud. If you become quiet, I may ask to find out what you were thinking or remind you to speak your thoughts out loud. You good?
Okay.
Okay, so the first task is to identify the 4 courses being taken. So you have your prototype. You can click around now and then.
Identify the 4 courses being taken. Well, first thing is, what the heck is my user ID and password?
Yeah,
so
you can
let's
skip that. Just click. You can skip this. Basically, it's there's no functionality to create an account. So
Okay, so I would log in then, presumably with a user ID and password. I would create the account, and ta-da! I guess my 4 courses would be calculus, programming, science, and psychology.
okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the easiest, how easy was this task to complete? How easy or difficult? 1 being really easy, 5 being really difficult.
Well, given the fact that it was not intuitive that I didn't have an account, I would give it a sort of like a 3 or a 4. Once you get past that and realize it's a dummy interface, then it's really easy. Okay. So it's really the interface up front that was tripping me up.
Right. Okay, perfect. So the second task is to find out when is the first calculus assignment due.
Okay, so I'll go straight to info. Assignment 1, due February the 4th.
Okay, perfect. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the easiest, how easy or difficult did you find the task?
That was easy, 1.
Okay, perfect. Your third task is to navigate to the group chat of the psychology class. Perfect.
Okay.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the easiest, how easy or difficult was this task?
1 being the easiest?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2, only because the only reason I knew what to look for was when I had gone to the previous course, I saw something about group chat. So therefore, I sort of already knew where to go. And then I just clicked back to the course list, went straight for info. Whereas if I click, I don't know if it would be different if I click on calculus. Yeah, see, if I click here, if I was on this page, I wouldn't have known. But given the fact that I started here and I already saw this, then it was all good. It's like, okay, easy.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, the reason they all have the group chat there just for consistency in the layouts.
Yep.
Okay, so your fourth task will be to identify which science assignment is on chemistry.
Fourth time, identify which science assignment is on chemistry.
That's
okay.
Correct.
Well, I just go straight to the info and start going through. Okay, so this one's biology. Chemistry is number 2, and there's nothing else there, so it's got to be number 2. Assignment 2 is chemistry.
Okay, perfect. On a scale of 1 to 5, how easy or difficult was it, with 1 being the easiest?
1, easy.
Okay, and the final task, what percentage weight is the Python programming assignment?
Sorry, what percentage weight is what?
Is the Python programming assignment.
What percentage weight is the Python programming assignment? Python programming assignment. Python percentage weight 10%.
Okay,
unless
perfect.
There's a second one. Is there? No, that's Swift, and that's Java. So no, we go back to Python, and it is 10%.
Okay, on a scale 1 to 5, 1 being the easiest, how'd you find the task?
That's easy one.
Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second to just write some stuff down. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you a few questions to find out what you think about the prototype. The following questions should be answered, should be asked in each session. Other questions may be improvised, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so first question, what aspects of using the prototype were problematic or confusing?
Only the initial login screen, given the fact that there was no actual login as such.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's just a prototype, so there's no actual create account functionality. Okay. Second question: did you notice any features that you like or dislike?
Features that I liked or disliked? Not really. It's relatively intuitive. Navigation is pretty much doing what it's supposed to. It's a tree type hierarchy, which is easy to understand. You start in one spot, you dive down. If you don't want to find what you need, you come back up to, the home, which is pretty much what you would expect.
Okay. Were there any terms, labels, or navigation elements that were confusing? Well, I guess you just covered the navigation elements, but basically, did everything do what you thought it would do?
Functionality-wise, everything did what I would have expected it to do, yes.
Okay, and do you have any suggestions for improvement?
The only thing I bumped into was on the home page, and it is purely presentation only, is that the buttons need to be sort of refined a little bit to make them look a little bit nicer. Because on the home page, I stumbled over the fact that was it the login button? One of the buttons was a square instead of a nice round one.
Okay, yep. Noted.
Other than that, no, it's I would call the graphic presentation basic, but 100% functional.
Okay, would you change any of the positions of any buttons? You can click through the prototype if you want to like double check.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking. I know where the stuff was, the back arrow, whatnot. I don't think so, because I mean, even if you were to add more stuff here into this list, I would be suggesting that these buttons or functions remain always available at the top, and that this becomes scrollable, but you don't have enough to make it scrollable. So that would be the only observation, is that if you had more, you want to keep these buttons available to you at all times, regardless of, if there's 20 or 30 assignments showing.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions? I have no more questions for you. Do you have any for me?
Yeah, how much are you paying me for doing this?
Okay, I'm gonna end the recording now.
That's fine. It's all good. I'm all good.
Okay, perfect. And we are done.